Hey you guys, how's it going? I'm gonna talk about a couple of buck knives. We're gonna go with a American version and the China version. And yeah, those look suspiciously like mouse poops on my table. I don't think I like that. Well, anyway, mousetrap time. So, anyway, we have two different models of buck slip joint. This is one I got a number of years ago. I believe it's discontinued. This was from Walmart. And this one was also picked up at Walmart, but a more recent one, which is not discontinued. Now, this one would be the China one. This is a buck 373. I don't know if that's going to show up on there, but you can try to see it. Which is actually pretty nice jigged bone slip joint. Back here you have the Telltale China. Okay. And here we have USA version. A little fingerprinty, but okay, so I was going to talk about the differences between them and maybe a little story about an article I read about somebody who tried one and then the other. This one is the 303, which is pretty much the same size, as you can see. Fit and finish on both of these is actually really good. This one's a little thicker. They both have dual back springs, and the blades, the extra blades on both, each have their own spring, so they're not doing the crisscross into each other, which is kind of cool. I like that. Big differences are blade finishing. Well, these obvious differences. The buck here has crisp grind lines, which I think look pretty cool, and I don't want to say polished, but kind of, yeah, I guess they're polished flat. It's almost stonewashy. I'm not sure if that's accurate, and please excuse the noise in the background. It's freezing out, heater keeps kicking on. Both Stockmans, but you can see the, how the grind lines go. Now, as I showed you this, I'm going to go to the Chinese version, and you will see, as I wipe the fingerprint off a little bit, it's all rounded. Grind lines are kind of rounded off. There's no sharp edges to them, which I think gives the American version an overall, I don't know, kind of a cooler look to the blade, rather than being rounded. The China version came very sharp out of the box. American version did not. Kind of a surprise to me, but when I got the China version, I didn't expect a lot. And if I do a comparison, well, that actually cut pretty good. That's okay. I recall this one just seems way, yeah, this one's like effortless cutting. And that's both out of box sharpness. I never really use this. So, US version comes with 420 HC steel, typical buck steel. China version 420J2, which honestly I know nothing about. But I gotta admit, aside of the grind, the China version, the fit and finish on this is excellent. There's no gaps anywhere. Everything's pretty flush. It's really not bad, and it costs a lot less. This actually came with another knife, and I think the set, it came with like a smaller single blade version, and I think the set was like $20 for the two. And I'm pretty sure I paid better than $20 for this one. Although I like this one, it's kind of classy looking. Well, I think they're both classy looking. But I heard, you know, I read this article, a guy had bought one of these, and, you know, he was kind of skeptical because it was a China version. But after carrying it and using it, he ended up loving it. So he decided, you know, well, I'll get the American version, better steel, and that ought to be that much better. And when he got it, the fit and finish on it was crappy, from what he said. And it had a bad, you know, it was poorly ground, and so he contacted Buck, and they got back to him and wanted to talk to him, and he called them, and here was the interesting thing I found out. Why you can get a better fit and finish, especially the fit, you know, the way it's all built in China, than sometimes in the US. In China, if they make a mistake, they can afford to just throw the knife away. But because costs are so much higher in the United States, they will let little defects slide through. Unless the knife's really bad, they'll still put it out for sale. But on the good note, if you have a complaint and you send it back to Buck, they will rectify it. The guy that had complaints on his American version of this, they not only special built one for him and gave him like the most perfect knife he could get, they also offered to take in all of his other Buck knives free of charge and completely refurbish them and send them back free of charge, which was pretty nice. I mean, there were times I've heard Buck doesn't have the greatest customer service, but sometimes they really do. If you catch them at the right day, I suppose. So, but anyway, here we have it, the Buck 303 and the Buck, what the heck was it? 373. I think they're both great little stockmans. I'm going to do one of those deals so you can check it out. I think they're both good knives. The American one, like I said, this one's fit and finish is great. I have no problem with it, except it wasn't as sharp as I like it. That was it. This one, the blades aren't as pretty, but it's super sharp, and the fit and finish is awesome, and I really can't complain. But for the price difference, I still think I'd probably get the American version. Just, you know, buy America, guys. So there you have it. Buck and Buck. Not bad little knives at all. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great one. And next video coming up will probably be my top knives of last year. So take care, one. See you soon.